I was born into the Jehovah's Witness religion, but there was something about me that was not like other Jehovah's Witnesses. You see, I hated going to meetings. I hated having to sit in a seat while some old man droned on for hours about stuff that had no relevance to my life. I hated that. Which was a bad thing because Jehovah's Witnesses had 3 meetings a week along with assemblies and conventions. Yeah, it's hard being a JW who doesn't like meetings. Another issue, I hated going witnessing. I hated having to get up on Saturday mornings, going to the field service meeting, then getting dragged around neighbourhoods knocking on strangers' doors. I hated that. Which was a bad thing because Jehovah's Witnesses centered their whole identity around witnessing and tracked their every hour spent, every magazine placed, every house that showed interest. Yeah, it's hard being a JW who doesn't like witnessing. Another peculiarity of mine was that I hated the suffocating restrictions. No birthdays, no Christmas, no Easter, no worldly friends, no worldly entertainment. I hated that. Which was a bad thing because the religion is built on strict control. Yeah, it's hard being a JW who doesn't like suffocating restrictions. And so you can probably guess what eventually happened. I grew up, I moved out of home, and one day I stopped going to meetings. I stopped going witnessing. I no longer followed their insane rules. But then the strangest thing happened. The book study meeting was abolished, and the other meetings became shortened. Witnessing no longer required you to fill in a report card. You no longer had to go door to door. You could do carts or informal witnessing and other alternatives. Some restrictions began to ease. Now beards were allowed. Women could wear pants. And more recently, it was announced that Jehovah's Witnesses were now officially allowed to toast and clink glasses. Well, it's been years since I sat through a meeting or got dragged around witnessing. But when I heard that there was a new light regarding toasting, well, it stirred up a lot of feelings and a lot of memories about my childhood and growing up in the JW religion. You see, when you've been raised in that environment, even if part of you senses that it's not normal, you don't fully grasp how abnormal it is. Even after you leave, it can take years to realize that the little rules you accepted without question were, in reality, part of something far darker and more twisted than you ever understood. And so that's why I'm making this video and why I'll likely make more. And I will give a toast to everyone who was raised in the religion and found the strength to leave. To those still trapped, but who will one day find their way out. To those still with us and those we've sadly lost. We don't toast because the governing body has finally allowed us. We toast because we are free.